cut all that out. You know what, Paul? Ever since the Needell family arrived, we've always had a 7-seater SUV. We started with the M-Class, then the M-Class stopped doing 7 seats, then we switched to this BMW X5, which has transported the family now for 12 years. I was still 3-litre petrol, not the most economical, but it's been a wonderful family machine. And now,
Times are changing, Tiff.
it's all about these plug-in hybrids.
Around about the £60,000 mark, 7-seater hybrid SUV. You can either go to Germany and have the Audi Q7 or the BMW X5.
Both plug-ins.
Both plug-ins, as is this Volvo from Sweden. But this Lexus, you'll notice there's nothing plugged in here. You can only have regenerative.
It's
very easy for you to say.
And this is the first Lexus with 7 seats.
It is, yeah, and it's going to be quite interesting to see how it is. This car, the plug-in's a little bit different because you have the option to come home, get some juice, and you got 20-mile range with this car.
It gives you more range, whereas this, without the plug-in, you only get about 6 miles. It's more into a bit of electric, bit of power, bit of petrol.
Just to help you with everyday driving, I think, more so.
So you say I can get 20 miles?
20 miles, so it's ideal if you want to do short distances, like the school run, for example.
Right then. I must admit the Needell boys are slightly larger now, but the school's about 10 miles away they used to be taken to. So let's replicate the Needell school run, unplug this and see if we can get to the school and back, all on electric.
Okay, let's do that. Tiff,
Yeah.
I'm glad you got the kids in the back.
Yeah, well, we couldn't find any children, so we've had to use the camera crew.
What do you think? Quiet? Comfortable?
The fan's now, is that full
The
fan?
fan is on number 1.
that
That's how quiet
is that
the car is.
quietest fan?
It's the quietest the fan will be. It's on number 1. Yeah.
Kids are very quiet though, aren't they? Not normally this quiet. What's the comfort like in the back though? Middle seat, Nick, is that all thumbs up from the middle seat? Plenty of leg room? Yeah.
Oh, we got a yes
Whoa.
as well.
What about right in the back then? Little Tom in the back. Oh, he's a bit wavering.
Bit small in the back, Tom?
What's the problem? Is the leg room the problem? The leg room's the problem.
But Tom is a good 6-footer.
Now, am I regenerating now I'm braking? Do you know that? Have I got like one of those things that tells me what's going on?
You have,
A lot of these hybrid cars have all regen. I'm so concentrating on my electric.
Just be nice and slow and steady for this one. Slow and steady wins the race on this.
I'm just driving to the speed limits.
As always.
Exactly. 4 lights in my heads up. Does that seriously say I'm too close?
Yes. So
Oh, you're joking. I'm miles
you
behind.
are-
How far have I got to drop back before those 4 lights go off?
you are 1 chevron away,
What?
and now you're nearly
just
to
gone
there.
off.
Exactly, 2
You're
chevrons.
having a laugh.
Exactly.
There'd be traffic jams blocking London if we all obeyed that amount of range.
But so the
I
scene.
can't constantly drive with 4 red lights.
Oh, stop getting so close to the car in front then. Give him some room. Oh, I wouldn't want you to be behind me, that's for sure.
But you can't all follow this far apart.
Why not?
Because there wouldn't be room on the roads for us all.
The kids are quiet, which is the important thing. So whilst they're quiet on their iPads and playing around in the
That's
back.
because they're looking at each other thinking the parents are arguing again. That's why they're quiet. Don't talk now, the parents are rowing.
Dad's in a strop. Dad thinks he knows best.
School's here.
Okay.
Nearly at school, boys, but you can't wait to get back in to do some Latin and algebra.
You can tell you went to Volvo school with Latin. We had a job to speak English at my school.
We thought it best that we keep a hold of the camera crew for the sake of the video. So rather than dropping the kids off, we headed straight back home. Right, home is here. We have done 5.8 near there, so it's like 12 miles, the school run and back.
That's absolutely spot
We
on.
started with 21-mile range and I've got 10 miles left.
But we've still got a little bit,
yeah.
so maybe it's just going to creep
So
into...
it didn't lie. See, look, I've still got 110 miles of fuel range. We haven't used any petrol. We use a drop when I open the throttle too much. And I've still got 10 miles. But now, you see, can I bother to plug it in again?
Of course we can.
So, congratulations. The Volvo made the school run and back, but there's something good on television now. I'm like, it's got dirty on the floor. Do I
Don't
really
be
want,
so
do I
lazy.
want to pick this up every time?
Of course you can.
I've got a school run to do this afternoon. I've got to recharge it.
We don't necessarily have to do it because the school run was 10 miles, but I recommend you do it.
Right.
Come on, let's have a
Tell
cup
you
of
what,
tea.
let's do the school run now in the straightforward hybrid Lexus just to see how it feels, and we'll see if we can pick up those kids again. we headed off in the Lexus to try and repeat the Volvo's electric-only school run. But almost immediately, we had a bit of a problem. So if I drive with a real gentle, you think it won't use the engine at all?
It will not use the engine at all now, as long as you stay below the threshold, which is 38 miles an hour. See, EV
I'm
mode.
only doing 20 miles an hour. EV mode deactivate.
Accelerator to press too far. Tiff, stop going so lead-footed with your right foot. Just go nice and easy. Now
we're back on again now. Can I be back on again?
There we go. We're back in EV mode.
So 38 miles an hour it deactivates.
Exactly right. So you can
look, the last minute we did 60 miles to the gallon.
Well, keep it under 38.
I can't keep it. It's a 50 mile an hour limit. That is not the test.
So for city driving, that would be pretty special.
So look, I'm below now. I'm 36. Can I have it back on again, please? Oh, it's deactivate. I only touched the throttle. That were accelerated to press too far. I tickled the throttle. Hardly touched it.
Kids all right, Tiff? They got their seatbelts on?
Yeah, I think the kids in the back again. They look a bit closer to me though. I'm not sure. How are you in your middle row? Have you got plenty of leg room? Oh, big thumbs down from the middle row.
Ooh, what about the back row?
He's just shaking his head. He can't even lift the hand.
And the seats are quite...
His head looks a bit over. Is your head at an angle, Tom, because you can't put it up straight? It's awful. Have I ever told this isn't really the sort of testing I'm famous for, Paul? Eh?
This is definitely set up for city driving, in my opinion. Much more so than the country, to benefit from the electric motors.
But every time you accelerate away from the traffic lights in city, it'll say you've opened the throttle too far.
Yeah, but it's
and it kicks out.
Well, that maybe other people will drive a bit slower from the traffic lights than you.
When we finish this school run test, we'll go out and drive normally in both cars and see how much we like them then.
I'm going to drive one because I can't handle this old man driving anymore. Which one do you want me to drive?
I don't know. Which one said more things annoying me?
All right, kids?
Not really.
For the sake of our crude chiropractic bills, and with the EV systems of both cars thoroughly tested, we headed back home for a more side-by-side comparison. But now, forgetting about the hybrid stuff for a moment, which of these two is going to impress the school parents more when you drive up to the school? Styling's important.
That's
prestige.
a really good question. They are completely different in terms of styling. This is quite sort of modern.
Yeah,
it is.
The trouble is, I tend to warm to the Volvo for a bit simpler, but then all of a sudden, there's a bit of trim missing there, isn't there? And the rear, don't you find that funny? No?
Only since you pointed it out, but no, I didn't see that. I think the new XC90 is beautiful styling. I think Volvo have really nailed it on that. Big 21-inch wheels on that. I think this has only got 20-inch wheels on.
But then, wow, Lexus gone mad. But look at all these shapes down here. Look, it goes up and down and up and down and whoa.
Definitely looks much more futuristic. Come around the back, Tiff. Let's have a look around the back.
There really is an awful lot going on there, isn't it? I'm not a styling expert, but there's a lot there.
Well, I don't think you need to be a styling expert to have an opinion on it.
How about storage space then? Let's get practical now.
Okay, you want to have a look at mine?
Yep.
Well, I'm going to show you a little trick. I don't need to get my hands all dirty. I can just very simply, very, very simply.
Oh, what you mean the
very
it'll open when you
really easy. See?
Like that, yeah,
easy as
really
that.
easy.
Easy as that. When you've got your shopping, that's all you need to do.
Oh, like if you think you're clever, just watch this. You see,
just open it like that. Just normal.
Nothing. You get your fingers dirty. You see, I can open mine much simpler than you can.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah, just like yours open easily. Take two, cut all that out. You watch mine open. It's just much easier than all this putting your foot under the back. I just have to.
That's amazing.
And it opens.
That's amazing, yeah. It's really nice to see how well it opens. Boot space is good as well.
Take three. Oh, have you seen that scene? You just look at this, look. Boom, boom. Boom, boom.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very clever, but take four. You see, I've read the book how to do it now. You shouldn't do it like that, you see? You just go, ha, 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 ha. See, works every time.
It's not
works every time.
That's a hand. I had to use my hand.
This was turning into a bit of a disaster. So we thought we'd quit while we're ahead and set out back onto the road.
So first and foremost, Tiff, enough of this EV rubbish. Let's put it on power mode.
No, you can't just waste everything just
power
like that.
for sporty driving.
First and foremost, we have to point out that we're not in a £60,000 car. Because in fact, this is an inscription. All this interior is inscription. So this is a £69,000 XC90. You can get a £62,000, which is the Momentum. So the entry level is £62,000. But on top of the £69,000, this actual car we're driving in has also got a Xenium Park at £750, family pack for £275, Sensors Connect Premium Sound by £3,000, laminated side of it, blah blah blah. So this is actually a £76,890 car.
Holy moly! Lucky you get some good tax breaks with this in the UK.
When we look at it, we have to bear that in mind, that we're in the top of the range. But of course, the Lexus is also top of its range. But I think that's still only worth about 62,000 top of its range. So a slightly more prestige car. Because when we start looking, I love this wood. I mean, the
whole interior is amazing.
Oh.
Absolutely amazing. The finish is fantastic. It's very ergonomically friendly as well.
Except that filth on these touch screens. It's so sad. Because you can't wipe that with your fingers, can you? You'd have to actually.
Every time you wipe it, you get it dirtier.
I know.
It's a shame, but
I've just saw something then. Hold on a minute. I've seen it.
Distance alert.
Yeah. So what do I do? Press that.
Oh, you're happy now. I didn't have it anyway because I'm not following as closely as you were.
But it is a lovely quality wherever you just look.
Yeah, it is. The whole thing is very good. You got the panoramic sunroof, which I think is nice.
Oh, yeah. Can we get rid of this grille or not?
Of course. There we go.
Yeah.
You can get some light on the subject. Good brakes, nice and solid.
Nice pedal feel.
Yeah, it is
Steering
actually.
feel.
Yeah, steering's good. A little bit light, but as you'd expect, you don't want. It's certainly not a racing
It
car.
doesn't roll too much, does it? It's
It's
got nice
good.
body control.
Especially since it's high up. I enjoy driving this. I enjoy driving down. I enjoy driving on the roads. A very, very comfortable car, very competent car. But I think it's time for the Lexus.
I think we should have driven the Lexus first. I think we're going to
Don't be like that. The Lexus is a very good car as well.
We've gone to business class from first class.
You think so? Go on
This
then.
famous CVT where it just goes to one rev
Oh, it's awful. I don't like CVT.
and it just sounds that one sound.
But he's still going. It's still momentum. I think this is a bit of a shame. Almost. There's not much roll in this either. I don't. You've got to open that with your hand. I mean, I feel such a heathen
What are
doing
you
that.
complaining about now?
Look, it's a real effort to do that.
Poor little
you can open it.
But it is CVT and it just hasn't got power, has it? The idea is it puts the rev range to the ideal, but this is like, you're either the ideal petrol saving rev range down here,
Yeah.
or then you open the throttle, it's to the ideal going fast rev range. There's nothing in between. Do you know with CVT, the last point on that, if it's boring, goes on and on, but they banned it from Formula One.
Did they?
Because you imagine that the ideal rev range was like 17,000 RPM. So 20 Grand Prix at Monaco, they would all, for 2 hours, all sit all at 17,000. So it would just be there'd be no up and down.
Whoa, can you imagine
It's a funny
eardrums?
system, it really is.
Or lack of eardrums after that race. Infotainment, what do you think?
No, I don't know, this big screen, and what's that all about? Could you put it, it's just too big, it's too sort of kids play.
Well,
Although, I did criticise the Volvo because they're my reading glasses because it's too small, right? So,
something in
it
the
has
middle.
to be said that at least I, with my needing of reading glasses, can at least read the dials and up the hill.
Oh, this is
corners
nice.
well, but
Yeah,
it just
corners
hasn't
are
got the guts up the hill. I think really we've got to look at almost as two different cars today. We can't actually pick a winner because the Volvo, I mean, that's a beautiful, what was it, 6,000 pound car, full of luxury. And I think this Lexus, at the entry level, you buy the 52,000 pound version, you've got all the 7 seats, you've got the spaceship looks. And I think some youngsters would quite like this as the school run car.
especially if you live in London or in a city where you're doing short, sharp trips under 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, you've got a spaceship looking
Tractor,
car.
tractors.
You've got a tractor coming the other way. Oh, I love living in the country. Oh, he didn't slow down at all, did he? He just kept going.
He must be related to you. This feels quite fun.
There's a little crest up here. Look, you see?
Oh, Tiff,
Even,
it's just
even in a hybrid, you can fly!